Hey guys, I wanted to share some things about law of attraction because I think that it is a really complex subject. And I think there's a lot of information floating around about law of attraction. And I, for one, have been burned by perhaps misunderstanding some of the teachings that are out there because it's kind of a complex subject. So, I am going to share with you what I got intuitively about it. And I'm not claiming that what I got intuitively is the be all end all of knowledge, because there's a lot of different teachings about law of attraction out there. And you should always check with your inner knowing about anything that you get as a teaching, and just make sure it resonates with you. But this worked for me. So I did get confirmation today that I should share it with you. So maybe it'll help some people. And, maybe somebody will actually have something to add to this in the comments that may help me, which would be great. Everything is reciprocal, so that would be fantastic. I always love to hear what everybody has to say. I think in life, everybody is a teacher and a student. So, having said that, this is what I got. Here's the background, first of all. In life, I wasn't ever really handed anything, which is probably a good thing. So I tended to have this kind of a go-getter attitude. But then when I spiritually awakened, I tried to apply that same go-getter attitude to spiritual matters, because that's bright. And then I learned later on that the best thing you can do with spiritual matters is kind of be in the flow. But, the best thing you can tell somebody who's a go-getter is all you do is you take this one formula spiritually, law of attraction, and you apply it to anything that you want, and you can have it. And I was like, it was like Disneyland in my head. I was so excited. So I began to take these teachings, or what I understood the teachings to be, or maybe they actually were the teachings, and I applied them to my own life, and it went very poorly. I understood that what I was supposed to do was take what I wanted, which was something that I wanted so, so badly, and feel the emotion of what I wanted, and envision this scenario whereupon I got what I wanted, and picture myself living in that future, and think positively about it every moment that I thought about it. So I did this for 2 years. 2 years. I pretty much convinced myself that this was my future. I convinced everyone around me that this was my future too. And then the universe went, no such luck, girlfriend. Yeah. Suffice to say, I was pretty depressed. Pretty depressed is probably an understatement. It spawned a full-on depression. So my guides gave me a lot of input about this. And they also gave me some input that goes beyond my own experience with law of attraction so that I could hopefully use it to help other people. So living in the future is detrimental for a lot of reasons. Living in the future is a recipe for anxiety. And living in the past is a recipe for depression. And my friend Erin said something, she's also intuitive and healer, and she's an amazing person. And she said something very profound one time, and she said, if you live in the future, you are failing to manifest your present. And I thought about that, and the information that I was given about that is that your present is actually what manifests your best future. If you are applying your best to every present moment, your best is going to translate into your future. But if you're living in your future, you're neglecting your present. So all of this space in between here and here is getting neglected. So this is kind of, how do you know what this is going to turn into? Because you're not really investing any time in this. So I was like, wow, that kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. The present, time is really, it's a man-made concept. The universe doesn't really rely on time. So we really have to live only in the present moment because that's all we're given. The other thing about it is this. We need to invest in inner peace. And there are a lot of ways to do that. But when you find your inner peace, which lives in here, it lives in your heart center. This is where abundance comes from. This is where faith comes from. And what happens is you manifest from this place. So when you are trying to manifest, you do it from a place of inner peace. You don't do it from a place of wanting and needing something that you're projecting into the future. So what you need to do is look inward, not look outward. Invest in your own inner peace. And when the abundance lies here, then what happens is from the overflow of your heart, you're giving, and then it's coming back to you. And then law of attraction naturally starts magnetizing itself to you and vice versa. And the things that you need will come to you. It may not be that thing that you had your mind set on, but it will be something that's within that vibration and something that is good for you and something that may be absolutely even better than what you had anticipated. So I thought that was pretty cool information. The other thing that I think is problematic with a lot of the law of attraction teachings that I understood is people think that if they think positively 24/7, that positive things will just happen to them all the time. Now, that's partially true. Applying a positive attitude toward life has numerous biological and psychological benefits to you. And it can actually help you in so many ways in life. But if you are somebody who is positive to a point of ignoring problems that have already happened to you, like past trauma, these patterns will keep coming up and coming up and coming up and coming up until they are so big that you are forced to deal with them. So there needs to be a level of balance. You can't ignore trauma that is in your life. You have to do what it takes to heal it. And there's a lot of different things that you can do to heal it. We have some really talented energy healers in our group. We have, you can get counseling, you can get coaching, you can do a lot of different things. But you need to have spiritual healing, you need to have mental healing, you need to have emotional healing. You may have a physical problem that needs healing. You can't just think positively to the point of ignoring trauma and things that exist that are going to manifest as blocks for you. So, don't ignore problems that come up. Make sure that they get healed. And then you are able to find inner peace. You're able to live in the now. And you are able to manifest from a place of abundance and faith. And that is what I was told is the true meaning of law of attraction. I would love to hear your feedback on this. Thank you for listening. I hope that this helps some people. And have a great night.